reported today in The Verge. The Verge's 11 favorite podcasts of 2019. The art of audio storytelling is thriving today, as much or more so than in the heyday of radio in the 1930s and 40s. There are podcasts to suit every taste, including politics, history, music, and comedy, and people are listening to them while driving, commuting, jogging, and relaxing. However, there are so many out there that it may be difficult to choose. We asked the staff at The Verge what their current favorite podcasts were. Here they are, try them out and see what you think. A wonderfully absurdist pseudo-documentary about people in a small New Jersey town called Branchburg, written and performed by Brendan O'Hare and Cory Snearowski. The first episodes include one narration from the bitter last milkman in Branchburg, announcements from a post office that asks people to please put bowls of soup in proper packaging. From abso_lutely_productions. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud. This documentary podcast looks for a question the internet can't answer and tries to find an answer. Former Verge reporters, video directors, producers, and audio engineers Billy Disney, Adrienne Jeffries, Regina Delia, and John Lagomasino chat about weird stuff they've tripped over and how they researched. For example, a recent second season episode looks at an internet petition over the firing of the manager of a North Carolina Biscuitville restaurant. From Select Works. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Overcast, Pocket Casts, Castro, Radio Public, RSS. Perhaps it's the loud chaos of our current political scene, but a lot of attention is being given lately to Fred Rogers, the thoughtful, unassuming, and talented man who made Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood the lead children's program for decades. On top of last year's documentary Won't You Be My Neighbor? And this year's dramatization A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, we have Finding Fred. It's hosted by author and critic Carvel Wallace, who plays audio excerpts, goes through the history of the show, interviews people who worked with Fred Rogers, and explains his own take on the show. From Fatherly and iHeartRadio. iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. This incredible 5-part series, which accompanies the New York Times interactive project of the same name, examines how slavery has shaped the history of the United States, beginning with the ship that, in 1619, carried some 20 Africans to Virginia to be enslaved. Hosted by Nicole Hannah-Jones, the series examines Americans' relationship to slavery from new and necessarily disturbing angles. From the New York Times. The New York Times. This is a 6-part podcast from the fall of 2018 that is about, says its creator, figuring out what it's like to feel so hopeless that you want to die. Honor Eastly plays, describes, and talks about years of phone record. And for more on this story, visit the news article link.